We are rolling, Vicky.
Woohoo!
I feel like
Well done,
I
Pocket.
need to do a... I don't need to do that for any reason other than we usually do it when the cameras are rolling, aren't they?
Exactly. Give us a clap.
Right. So, hello.
Hello, my lovely.
I've not seen you since the Fifth Gear press day last winter. How's your winter? How have you been?
All good, a little bit chilly, and even chillier because I went on holiday to Scotland. I did a little driving route up to Scotland and took in part of the North Coast 500 route, which we did for Fifth Gear.
So you knew some of the places to go already?
Yeah, exactly.
To take the family?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
and
how
then
lovely.
We got some snow as well, so it was lovely.
Yeah.
So all good.
Well, it seems like so long ago now though. Like the press day was November. But it was so much fun though that day, seeing all the cars there lined up, and I got to meet a lot of the other presenters. That's where I met you for the first time via Fifth Gear.
Yeah.
So we'd spoken on podcasts and stuff before, but we actually met in person via Fifth Gear, which has been so nice.
Yeah, but that's so mad because I feel that I had met you previously anyway. I think because we'd spoken on the phone and what have you. Yeah, I forget that that's the first time we actually physically saw each other.
And I met some of the other presenters, and I didn't realise how much of it is keeping Jason Playfair in check. Like, credit to you, because he's a bit of a firecracker, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He needs to have a muzzle on him and to be just, kept in a spider's web or something like that.
Well, hopefully, if there's another series, we can do that together.
Yes.
I'll get my web as well.
Perfect.
But it was so good seeing all of the cars lined up that we'd filmed, and now that the series has gone out, I'm so happy with it. I think as a team, we've done such a good job of painting the EV landscape as how it is now. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, definitely. So this is the first time that Fifth Gear has been called Fifth Gear Recharged, with the emphasis on electric cars and hybrids. And I love the fact that we've embraced what so many people are concerned about. Should I go fully electric? Should I go hybrid? Should I just stick with my big fat juicy V8? We answered so many questions.
Yeah, exactly that. We've answered so many questions. So I've watched them all, and I've watched your parts. To me, it looks like you've had a blast filming so many different things. What was the highlight of yours filming this series?
I think that any time I get in a Lamborghini, for me, it's a highlight.
Do you know, I thought you were going to say that. Was that filmed in Italy as well?
Yes. So I went to Lamborghini's headquarters in Sant'Agata, near Bologna, in Italy, and loved the fact that I could shoehorn in a Lamborghini into an electric car program, because it's got a tiny little bit of hybrid. I mean, really tiny bit of hybrid, but it was enough for us to film it. So the Lamborghini, it was the Cyan that I drove, and it cost about between £3 and £5 million, depending on where the market is.
Beautiful, and it shows that even car manufacturers like Lamborghini, however small it is, are having to pick up on this electric world and incorporate it somehow in their cars. But yeah, I really loved that VT that you did. Meanwhile, in Bristol, I was filming some electric motorbikes, which
love that.
Was my favourite part. I'd tried some electric motorbikes before, but not the Harley Livewire, which was one of the bikes that I got to ride, because Harley's got all these connotations attached to it. So I was interested to see how it rode. It didn't have any grunt, how a Harley you would think would. It was silky smooth, and you're a bit more upright, which you would expect on a Harley, but that's not really my style. I kind of like a sportier bike, so I was leaning towards the Zero. Bit of rain came on that day, so that was interesting, playing around with the different modes, but I'd say that's my highlight. And something that I've learned about you is that you're a biker as well. Tell me about that. What bike have you got?
So I have a Ducati Monster 750cc,
yes,
which I've had from new, and I've had it many years now. Unfortunately, I don't ride it as often as I would like to, just because I have a small family, so motorbikes and children don't really go together that well. But I just love the freedom that it gives you, and the fact that you're not connected to any media. There's nothing. There's no radio in it. you know, I don't have any Bluetooth or anything like that on it, so it's just
Yeah.
me, the bike, and the outside world, and that is really special.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
But I wish that I could go around a corner as well on a bike as I can in a car. Honestly, I'm brilliant in a straight line on a bike, and then I kind of like have to get off it and tiptoe around the corner.
No, but that's a really good point though. I didn't think about that. You've got almost less distractions on a bike because you have to be focused on the road. There's no other things going on to distract you, because I don't know about you, but my car often turns into an office. I've always got bits of paper, wardrobe in the back, food.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on in a car, so you are at one with the bike and the road when you're
Absolutely,
on your bike. So.
yeah, exactly. And of course you get helmet hair at your destination, so you just have to live with that.
That's a look. Well, moving from 2 wheels onto 4 wheels, I really wanted to talk to you about the Formula Woman competition.
Yep.
So I'll do a bit of an explainer for the viewers at home that don't know what the Formula Woman competition is. So for 2022, there's a competition open to female applicants who have little experience in racing, but maximum passion for motorsport. So the idea is to support more females into competition, and so a series of tasks has been set up for applicants to work through and decide who will win the overall prize, which is a drive in a McLaren GT4 in the GT Cup. That's the prize.
Yeah.
How epic
I know.
is that?
I mean, it's not like, you know, a little front wheel drive hot hatch.
No.
It is a McLaren race car that you will race.
It's a fully sponsored drive in the competition, so you can see why it was so popular. Now, you're an ambassador for the Formula One competition, so tell me a bit about what your role is in the series.
Well, when Formula Women first came about, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, something like that, I was the presenter for it, and it was an ITV show that we did throughout the year, followed the girls from the assessment days all the way through to the first race, and then the last race, and we had a winner in Natasha Furman, and she's also an ambassador for this Formula Woman reinvented. And so it's lovely for me to get involved because I've seen people grow in the first time that it was done, and I just love that so much, and I'm so thrilled that you're doing it and that you're doing so well.
Yeah, well, so at this point now, I think for this year's competition, like you say, it happened several years ago, many years ago, and now it's been reinvented, and the competition saw, I think, just under 1,000 women apply, and we've been through several tasks, and that's been narrowed down to 50 applicants now. And I'm one of them.
Yeah. Good girl, and congratulations to everyone who's done it. I think it's such a lovely thing to be able to do. Yeah. And I wish in a way that I could apply, but I can't because I've got a lot of racing experience.
Exactly.
And ideally what you need is no racing experience or very little.
Yeah, and that was kind of one of the credentials to get in. You had to be female, over 17, and have little racing experience, and the idea being to encourage females into motorsport, which I think is just brilliant because it is an industry that we've both seen have few females. So to see so many women interested and apply is a brilliant starting point anyway. And they're building this now Formula Woman community, and it's so lovely to see a lot of the women talk to each other about similar interests and getting them on track days and getting them in different cars. There's just so many opportunities have come from it. It's really, really good to see. And now I know, obviously, you as a presenter and a journalist, but you've raced before, like you say, you've got racing experience. I don't know so much about that side of you, so tell me a bit about your racing background. Where did it start? What have you done?
Well, fortunately for me, my father was in the British karting team when he was a teenager, and he also was a farmer. So from the age of dot, I was driving tractors and driving stuff.
Oh, cool.
Until the age of about 12, when Dad sort of opened the door to motorsport and I was old enough to race karts. So I raced 100cc karts from 12 to 17 years old, and then single seaters. And then I raced in a championship called Formula First, which was like a real scaled down version of a Formula One car, very scaled down, with a Ford Fiesta XR2 engine in it. And Graham Glue, who runs Formula Woman, he was my team manager. So I raced with him, with his team in Formula First. And then I went on to race all sorts of things. I've raced Ferraris, Maseratis, Citroen 2CV, Renault Clios, all sorts of things. On TV or for magazines or just for fun. So and I still compete today. I have a license today, and so racing's been very much part of my life, as cars and bikes have always been part of your life too.
That's such an impressive CV. Like, I'm looking at you in such awe. It's amazing. Now, something, obviously being a part of the Formula Woman competition, I've been looking into is the mental performance side of things and how important that waiting is. So I've been doing a bit of research and coming across this theory of having a winner's mind. So they're sort of saying that to have a winner's mind, you have work ethic, you also have an unshakable belief that you feel you can win, relentless attention to detail, and being able to overcome any failures or disappointment and to keep carrying on. So for me, I was looking at that list, and I'd almost say the belief part is something that I need to work on. I think I've got good work ethic and attention to detail, but sometimes I do have some setbacks that you then almost doubt.
Question yourself.
So what things would you say to overcome that, and like the mental side of things, what part does that play in racing?
Gosh, I think that's such a good point, because when you come home from a race weekend, not only are you physically exhausted, you're just as much mentally exhausted as well.
Analysis going on throughout the whole weekend.
Exactly, because you are assessing everything every millisecond of the way. What's that person in front doing? Where's their weak point? Where can I get past? Where am I strong? It's unbelievable. And you also, during the race weekend, have to be almost on the edge of your adrenaline, because you're excited that you're going to race. Then there's the build up to the race itself, and then the utter exhaustion at the end of it, but in a good way, not like you're crawling on the floor in a Nigel Mansell I've just finished a race collapsing way, but in a good, exhilarated
so many
way.
Emotions and so much concentration as well, that I found that even practicing, it's like you say, you're exhausted because you're concentrating so hard. It might not be for all day, but for a concentrated period of time, it takes its toll on your brain. I always go back to my father. So he's quite a go-getter, and whenever we were racing and in karts, and because he was my chief mechanic, my chief driver, my everything, he was, and he's great. He's still with us, thankfully. He always was just like, "Come on, Vic, you can do it. Don't be silly. Let's get on with it." Never ever sat moping. Never. And that, I think, has definitely helped propel, and I think that would be a good thing, just to not sit and dwell on stuff. So, come on Grace, you could do this, let's get going. Take it, move on. That's the thing, not to dwell on mistakes. But we're all human, and we all have our insecurities, so it's natural, but just give yourself that little mental kick going, come on, let's do this. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. So as an ambassador then, what advice would you give to those women who are just starting out in their racing career?
Oh, enjoy every second. Listen to everything that everybody tells you, because the people around you in the Formula Woman camp are all the experts, and they're helping you and guiding you. So just listen and put into place what you are told. And also be a bit creative yourself, go for it, lead yourself, do something a little bit different. We're here today chatting, which is lovely. That's on your instigation. So
just absorb it all in. You're totally right. And that's something I found from the journey, that you've got nothing to lose, only opportunities and experiences to gain. So wherever I end up or the other women end up, just take it all in, isn't it?
Exactly.
You've got to live in the moment.
And even if you've done one assessment and you didn't get any further, that you've done one assessment, fantastic. Learn for the next time, or just enjoy every single second.
Yeah, it's just a journey.
Yeah.
Well, on that advice, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for talking to me today, and hopefully see you on another episode of Fifth Gear, or maybe a circuit sometime soon.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you, darling. Good luck with everything, and good luck to everybody else as well.
Thank you so much, Vicki.
Yeah.
Nice.